𝒟𝑜𝓃'𝓉, it's something that was pretty unexpected choice of mine and turned out to be a really amazing experience. The thing with this game is that I usually never play such things, and it was a bit random decision since I needed a new game after one of the previously picked ones had its demo version deleted from Steam. So I wasn't able to use it and I kinda had to look for something new. Now, while Love is a really pleasant and easy on the eyes graphic with a bit of a cartoonish twist, a bunch of goofy looking characters, and easy to follow mechanics, I did enjoy the fact that despite it being a game that requires some brain, well, I have some problems with it sometimes, okay? It had a rather smooth start and then got increasingly harder, but in a good way, so I feel like I would be able to fully enjoy it even after failing a few times during my playthrough. I think that the score that I gave it originally fits perfectly with how I feel about the game, so 8 out of 10 it is. And I believe that at the moment 𝒟𝑜𝓃'𝓉 is not out yet. I think the final release was actually supposed to be 2026, so it should be showing up any moment now. But yeah, it's definitely staying on my Steam wishlist until the official release then. Finally, we had a game that has a fox in it. And we actually are playing as the fox itself. Well, I had really high hopes from the moment I saw this game and the demo version. I thought that I would finally be able to record something with foxes in it. Pretty, well, let's say mediocre graphics and nice, maybe even a bit cozy vibe. Instead, I got, again, mediocre graphics and barely any gameplay. So, well, basically, I know for a fact that this game scratched this weird itch of mine that's connected to a satisfaction caused by being able to run around freely, jump, and just fool around as a fox. And I absolutely loved and enjoyed it because of that. But still, the tasks that we had were basically just the same over and over again, with the difference being places of specific ingredients needed to complete them. Also, I did not enjoy weird jump scare like moments when some weird peacock deity spoke to us. I don't know what it was for exactly. Was it some goddess, some witch? I cannot care less. In general, it looks like there was a vision of some sort when making the game, but I just wish it was something more when it came to the Steam release, because I know that it was previously a game that you could play like for free, I believe, like the type of a flash game that you could play on your browser, or at least that's what I heard. And I was just hoping that the paid version will actually have something more to show. And yeah, I think I will be watching it carefully to see if it grows or shows anything more. But for now, I will leave it with the 5 out of 10 rating. They raised by one, I think, from the original 4 out of 10, or the other way. I think it was actually 5 out of 10, and that's just because of this specific freedom feeling that it gave me. But yeah, I will probably wait and see a few months maybe if it shows any signs of changing the path it takes, but if nothing changes, I will just remove it from my wish list. And that's it. Well, being a captain is sometimes hard, especially if you're captaining a ship that just fell from the sky and crashed. I had high hopes for this game and was really looking forward to trying something new that I've never had a chance to play. And I got pretty disappointed. I was hoping for some more excitement and action. I instead got tons of dialogues and things moving really slowly. On top of that, the game quickly became a bit confusing to me. I feel like the whole interface and some mechanics were not really too intuitive at some point, making it really hard to enjoy it. Also, the gameplay wasn't really what I was looking for in the game. Gave it a chance but got discouraged by a lot of things. And in the end, I left the game with, I think, a 6.5 or 6 out of 10 rating, but will now change it to a stable 5 out of 10. And that's just because I would not go back to it probably at any point of my life. So yeah, that's it. Tavern Talk. I could say a lot of good things about this game. I really liked its graphic, was in love with the whole idea actually, and the fantasy climate is definitely what's doing it for me. Characters were very pretty and also pretty unique, and that just added this extra layer to help us in liking them even more. We also had a cute pet. It was a dragon, right? Or a lizard? Or a dragon lizard. Ando, I think. That's how it was called. It was just adorable. I love having pets in games, so that's like a cherry on top. Mm, the mechanics, well, mixing of drinks was funny and fairly easy. Gameplay wise, I feel like it's not exactly what I would be looking for in a game. I do like the idea of different stories of this board with tasks and giving different characters unique stuff and assignments to do. But still, I know it may be just way too boring of a gameplay for some people, and I'm fairly sure that it would bore me too after a bit. And, you know, it would probably make it barely playable for me, and I would hate to leave a series that just started and, give up on it at some point. Mm. That's why my 8.5 out of 10 score is now, after some consideration, changing it to, I would say, tactical 7.5 out of 10. And I think it's pretty fair. The game has tons of potential, but I just think it's not exactly for me. That's it. There is a lot of good things I can say about this game. It has a really nice graphic, well made characters with different personalities, and a really beautiful, heartbreaking story behind it all. I love the idea, I love the whole vibe, and I would definitely want to give this game a chance and show it to you guys as well, because I really think it deserves more recognition. As I mentioned in the video itself, I've actually went ahead and checked, and there seems to be more characters and stories in the game. Not much more, but still enough to make it worth it. The game is also not too long from what I checked, so it would be perfect for a short and rather chill evening series on the channel. In the end, I think that 8 out of 10 that I gave it before is a perfect score, but kinda due to the game's nature, I will lower it a bit, just a tiny little bit, to 7.5 out of 10, and that will be the final score for it. Is This Seat Taken is exactly my type of a game. Requires me to use my fox brain and actually fry it occasionally in a very pleasant way. The graphic was easy on the eye and background music nice, while the gameplay was a perfect combination of goofiness and chill. Therefore, I really enjoyed it, but at the same time, I'm well aware that it may not be a perfect game to keep as an ongoing series, as well, it may just be a bit too boring for some people, and eventually me as well, just after a few episodes. So, in the end, I think that I may record an episode or two out of it at some point, but I think that would be all. It may just show up randomly. I will wait to catch a promo on Steam for it, and only then may actually add it to my collection. To be fair, I don't remember what score I gave it originally. I think it could be 8 out of 10. No, I think I would actually get like a tactical 7.5 out of 10. And that's just because, as I said, it would be pretty hard to actually record a full series out of it. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10 it is then. Cute monsters, lab work, and burning things. With this game, I feel like I got a bit baited. I think. Of course, I saw adorable creatures, so I had to give it a chance. I was observing the game for some time already before choosing the demo version. Then I realized it had a demo version, and when I thought about the whole concept for the special, I was like, okay, I have to use it. Mm, well, I had in the end I had tons of fun in the game, but well, there always has to be some bad. I already saw a lot of repetitiveness in the gameplay with us having to just mix different essences and constantly buying the same stuff, just basically doing the same thing, hoping for a better result, but sometimes just not getting it actually. The first like 3 creatures were the only different ones I think that we got, and yeah, it was pretty disappointing in the end, I would say. Also, what affected my opinion about the game the most and finally had a big impact on the final score was the fact that I've decided to look into further gameplay and people's opinions about it. Mostly on Steam, and I think there were also a few Reddit threads about it. Most of them confirmed that it's still basically the same gameplay and basically still doing the same thing over and over again. Plus some more annoying mechanics that come with unlocking more stuff, additional labor, as they called it, that we have to go through. Again, I feel like there is a huge potential here, but I'm not convinced, and after playing the demo, I gave it some time, then went back to take a proper look at the game and comments again, and just made me remove it from my wishlist and leave it for now. And the final score, I gave it really high score actually back then, because I had lots of fun, and it was like 9 out of 10, and yeah, I will have to lower it to 6 out of 10, and that's only because of cute animal-like creatures, but just the repetitiveness made it so much worse than it could be. That was definitely one of my favorite games on this list. Absolutely. Really beautiful characters with unique personalities and designs. A cute pet that we can have in the store. Amazing fantasy and a sort of medieval vibe and gameplay that kinda surprised me. I found it pretty innovative, if I could say that. And to be fair, it met most of the expectations that I had for it, making it worth giving it a try. I love the mechanics. There's a bit to learn here and there, but I feel like once you get the hang of it, it's really not that hard. And after a moment, it's easy to enjoy the freedom that the game gave us while crafting stuff, requested by all of our customers. In the video, I believe I mentioned that I give the game like 8 out of 10, and if its full version have any Fox character that we can play as, then I would raise it to 9 out of 10. Well, sadly, I checked, and that's not the case, so an 8 out of 10 it is. Cats. A lot of cats. When choosing this game, I had hopes. I saw trailers, I saw comments and pictures that got me convinced that it may have some huge potential and be great actually. And it disappointed me on so many levels. Graphics turned out to be pretty, well, let's call them specific. They were not tragic, but there was clearly something wrong with them. The gameplay and its mechanics, well, absolutely clunky and barely working, with our character constantly glitching out itself or some random things lying around. And while we're talking about all the stuff you can find in this world, it's mostly asset flip of the same few things copied hundreds of times. In general, the idea was amazing. You run around as a kitty that you can basically fully customize. You can do some quests, meet and greet different animals, and do basically everything you want. But in the end, it turned out to be a disappointing mess. I'm not even changing the first score that I gave it, and it shall stay with well deserved 3 out of 10. Alright, guys, so it's time for the final summary. Let's actually start from the very bottom, shall we? On the place 9, we have Whiskers Tale with 3 out of 10 rating. I just couldn't bring myself to give it anything higher. On the places 7 and 8, we have 𝒽𝒾𝓄, Dead in Interest, and William and Sly with 5 out of 10 ratings. Place 6 is Monster Lab Simulator with 6 out of 10. Places 4th and 5th are once again 𝒽𝒾𝓄, The Berlin Apartment, and Is the Seat Taken with 7.5 out of 10. So basically, the thing with these two games is that I loved both of them, and I would want to see a series out of both of them showing up on the channel at some point, but I cannot see just the potential for it yet. I think they would be great as like a side series showing up randomly, and just me sitting recording 5 episodes in a row, then leaving it for a month and going back again. But apart from that, I just cannot see like a full series potential for any of them. And now the, I would say, a bit funny thing is we got first, second, and third place with the exact same score. And we have on the third place Tavern Talk, second Craftcraft, and first Arcaneids. All three of them with 8 out of 10 rating. So here I need to actually apologize to you guys because I wanted this summary to actually come out the same week that the last basically of the specials came out. But yeah, it's kinda prolonged because I had to take one more look at each of these 3 games, actually decide which one would be the final winner, because I still wanted to record a full series out of one of them. And yeah, in the end I decided that Tavern Talk is just not something that I would want to have as a series, because I think it could just bore me. Like, it would bore me after some time. And it's a really pretty game. I love it. Maybe at some point it would show up again, just like with the Berlin apartment and Is This It Taken? I think it's an amazing game, but I cannot see the full potential for a series for it. So I believe that for today, there will be 2 winners actually, and we will have a series from Arcaneids and Craftcraft. With the thing that Arcaneids is still not out yet as of today, so we'll have to wait. And yeah, I think Craftcraft will show up the moment we finish one of the ongoing currently series. Alright guys, so that's our list completed. We have all the games with the ratings and 2 winners. I'm really happy with how the special turned out. I loved the idea when I got it. The execution wasn't as easy as I hoped it would be, and there were a lot of problems. I'm absolutely not happy with all the delays, with all the deleted demos, because I think the deleted ones also had tons of potential, and I would actually want to go back to them at some point if I will have a chance to. In the end, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope that both specials will be sort of a platform for me to get the inspiration for what to be recorded, and for me to actually be able to give the channel a breath of fresh air, so that I can try some new things, kinda go out of my bubble and give a chance to things that are not exactly my type of games, but still can be enjoyable by both me and you. So yeah, thank you so much for all the support and for being here. It really means a lot. And I guess I'll see you in the next series, guys. Bye!